Hello there, Internet. So today is Tuesday, June 7th. That is voting day. Yesterday, I got a notification on my phone saying that Hillary Clinton got all of the delegates she needed. You know, it was framed like that. And at the end of the sentence, NBC News projects. I don't think that it's a coincidence that they're saying this right before Californians get to vote. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating because I know that so many people probably will feel very discouraged. They'll probably feel like it's a done deal and they'll probably stay home instead of get their asses outside and vote. And fuck the news, my God. So a while ago I made a video called on not voting, and then that was followed up by the armchair activist. In that video I was kind of freaking out because I could not find my voter registration card, and I was like, oh my god, what if I can't vote? And I also talked about, you know, some real world activism that isn't just talk, I guess, you know, action connected to ideas. So I talked about the San Francisco State hunger strike and the Frisco 5 hunger strike. So you can think of this as like the conclusion to the trilogy. I have some clips that I recorded throughout the last few weeks about voting and what was going on with me, and I even updated you all on the hunger strike situations. So yeah, so this California voter registration application thing is still completely blank. I still have not re-registered. I think a couple weeks ago I got a sample ballot in the mail, so even though I don't have my voter registration card because I lost it, hopefully it'll turn up soon, but whatever, I'm still like officially registered. And on the back side of the sample ballot there is something that you can mail in that basically says, I want to vote by mail this election, and I want to vote by mail this election because I don't have my card. I've never done that before because what if my postman doesn't like how I'm voting? I know that it's against the law for people to mess with the mail, but that doesn't stop the mail from being messed with, does it? So I asked my roommate if she could mail in that card thing that said I wanted, you know, to vote by mail. And she said, oh, you'll never believe what happened. I went to the post office and then the person there said, oh, is that yours? Are you a Democrat? And he went, that was not a funny joke. Anyway, my mom, she lives in Washington. She recently voted by mail. She is a registered Republican. I asked her, did you vote for Trump? Because if she voted for Trump, I don't think that we can speak to each other anymore. That's just not cool with me. And she voted for Kasich. She didn't even know how to pronounce Kasich's name. Didn't really know much about him, but she voted for him out of process of elimination. She does not like Trump at all. She thinks he's absolutely ridiculous. She can't take Ben Carson seriously, and Ben Carson is also supporting Trump and he got out of the race anyway. And then Ted Cruz, she doesn't like Ted Cruz because back when Joe Biden's son, Beau Biden, died of brain cancer, Ted Cruz made a joke and she thought that that was very rude of him. So she doesn't like Ted Cruz and she didn't vote for him. So I guess Kasich was all she had left. In my video blog, when I was talking about being an armchair activist and stuff, I brought up two hunger strikes, the Frisco 5 and the Third World Liberation Front 2016. I just wanted to give a brief update on that. Frisco 5 has ended not because Chief Sir was fired, but because all of the supporters of the hunger strike told them to stop striking and that it's important for them to stay alive and stay fighting the system instead of dying. So I hope that they're all right. How long were they on a hunger strike for? Was it 19 days or something? It was a long time. And then Third World Liberation hunger strike, that one ended on Wednesday. last week. What was last week? Was it the 12th? So they did not get everything that they asked for, but they got some things, which is good. So I believe that what happened was in the Africana Studies department, one teacher died and another one left the university. So they had these two people lined up to replace these professors. And then the university told the College of Ethnic Studies, you don't have money to hire these people. And now that the strike has been worked out, I believe that the Africana Studies department will be able to hire these two teachers. And I read somewhere about a media blackout that they both agreed to, so I don't know. But I will say that before the hunger strike ended on a Wednesday, and that Monday there's a huge press conference. Danny Glover was there.
These courageous to come out here and make the same kind of sacrifice that thousands do. And the one thing, the most important part of this is that they have the community behind us.
That's right.
That's great. That's right. One of the young men that I met at Local 10 just recently on May Day told me about the hunger strike. And I was encouraged by the hunger strike. We have to have our own strike. Business will not be done as usual. Business will not be done as usual. Business will not be done as usual. Get our demands, that's what we have to do.
That's right. Shut it down.
Shut the campus down and get our demands.
Danny Glover used to be a student at San Francisco State way back in the 1960s. On Monday, May 23rd, I got this in the mail. You can't see it because it's turned around. I am super excited because this election is very important to me. Hello there, so it is Thursday, June 2nd, and I recently just came back from the post office where I mailed in my vote. I'll admit I wasn't as thorough in voting for all of those other people as I was for voting for president. I looked at the information guide that I was given, like when you're given a sample ballot and voter information, and when a candidate gave like absolutely no information on themselves or, on the issues that were important to them, or they only gave a single sentence, whereas the other candidates gave paragraphs and stuff, I just ruled those people out and I looked at the people who provided like at least a paragraph, and I of course went on to Google those people and find even more information, because I figured that if somebody only gave like a sentence or gave no information at all, then maybe they don't take it as seriously. Hi guys, so it is 4:23 a.m. It is now June 8th, and yes, the primaries for today are over, or the primaries for yesterday are over. And so Hillary Clinton did pretty well in these primaries. I do wonder how much damage the Associated Press caused. It's like, why the fuck couldn't they just wait until July? What the hell is wrong with the news? Why? They've been doing this the entire election cycle. They've been saying, oh, Hillary Clinton's the apparent winner. And back in March, I remember seeing the news like, oh, Hillary just wants to wrap up the primaries once and for all with this Super Tuesday. And it's like, there's other states that haven't voted. Why wouldn't you want all the states to vote and have a say? And then at the end of it, we can decide who has the vote. Why has it always it's so frustrating. I spent so much time worrying if I would be able to vote, and then I didn't even realize, oh my god, my brother, who just recently turned 29, what if he hasn't even registered to vote? He moved here from Texas last year, and I remember in May we were at breakfast just before the Oakland Book Festival, and I was talking about Bernie Sanders, and he asked, like, you know, has he been officially nominated? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, you know, like with Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, how one of them ended up being the Democratic nominee. And then I explained, there's a whole primary process where you vote for that candidate and then one of those becomes the nominee. It doesn't just happen by accident. Instead of just texting my brother, it shows you how close we all are. I texted my mom and I said, did Jamal vote? And she texted him and he said, oh yes, of course he's voting today. Yesterday, not today. And then I texted back, is he feeling the burn? And she said, I didn't ask him such a personal question. So, you know, my mom, the conservative Christian, she was all for pushing political views on us when we were kids, when we were young and impressionable and hadn't heard the other side. But now that we've grown up and become like atheist liberals, then all of a sudden politics is off the table. We can't talk about that. We can't ask such personal questions. And yes, that is about it. I will see you next time, and bye-bye.